Stop texting immediately and protect yourself. That is what the FBI is now warning millions and millions of Americans to stop sending text message because they can be read and intercepted by Chinese hackers. Now, I want to explain what's going on here because just the other day we learned that Chinese hackers have gone into 8 telecom centers and firms and were able to access metadata. That's concerning, but according to the FBI, the American public still doesn't understand the ramifications of what could be coming. So today I want to break that down, explain what is going on, why you should just stop sending text message altogether, specifically from an iPhone to an Android phone. So I'll break all that down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So if you watched the video that I did just earlier on this week, I told you that if you send a text message or a phone call goes on between an Apple phone, so an Apple and Apple, okay? So iPhone to iPhone or Android to Android, they're encrypted. But it's not encrypted if it goes from an Android to an iPhone or vice versa. That's the problem. But this is where it all comes from. It says Chinese hackers stole large amounts of Americans' phone data from 8 telecoms, according to officials. It says officials say it isn't clear when the telecommunications companies will be able to rid their networks of the hackers. As of right now, according to reports, it's highly complex, very complicated. They have dug their way in, and so it could be some time. That's all we know. Which is why the FBI is sending the warning to not text between Android and iPhone users because it poses a cyber risk. It says officials say the cyber breach is ongoing, and it may take some time to fully root out the bad actors from telecom systems. And this is from all of these systems. AT&T, Verizon, okay, Lumen Technologies. It's going around. Now, what do we do? Well, according to experts, just don't send a text message or conduct a phone call between an Android and an iPhone. That's it. But it actually goes a little bit further. Now, I want to play a couple videos for you. First, watch this one.
If you have an iPhone and you need to send a message to an Android user, you're advised to use secure apps like Signal or WhatsApp. The warning comes amid high-profile recent hacking incidents that have been linked to China.
Okay, so use Signal or WhatsApp. Those are the first things that you can do to actually protect yourself. Now, here's the problem. If you have WhatsApp on your phone, but somebody else doesn't have it on their phone, essentially, you have to send them a text message to let them know, hey, get WhatsApp so I can send you a message. So it's a little bit of a problem, but it's not the end of the world. Just let them know, hey, we'll do all our communications over on WhatsApp. Can you go ahead and download that app? That's it, right? Or when you're talking to somebody, let them know, hey, I'm not going to send you any more text messages through the regular text message portal, whatever. Let's get WhatsApp. Let's get Signal, right? Let's get one of those. Simple as that. Want to play you another one, though. Listen to this one as well.
Average American sends or receives roughly 40 text messages every day, rather than having an over-the-phone conversation, according to a Pew Research study.
I want to jump in there. How many of you send or receive 40 text messages per day? I know for me personally, I probably don't even send that many. I don't receive that many. Phone calls, I probably get 2 to 3 phone calls a day. That's about it, okay? The majority of my communication is all through email and other forms like that. But I bring this up because of this one thing. If you don't know who's sending you a text message, if they're sending you a link, don't click on it. If you don't know who's calling you, okay, for me personally, I won't answer it. If I don't have an actual name next to that phone number, I will not answer it, okay? I just don't, because I don't trust people anymore. You can't trust all these scammers. They're finding new ways to contact you via your cell phone, email. You probably get letters to your house. They're still using so many different ways. So let's keep listening to this.
There are communications that may not be as private as you think. U.S. officials saying Chinese cybercriminals called the Salt Typhoon Group are responsible for an unprecedented attack.
So far, been able to get into companies such as T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and Lumen Technologies. They've all confirmed that they've been targeted by this group. And unfortunately, they've been able to access a large amount of metadata across those organizations.
Eric Franklin, who works with Scarlet Cybersecurity as their director of client services, says the attack is particularly concerning because text messages between Android and iPhone users expose the users to more vulnerability.
So right there, they expose the users to more vulnerabilities between Android and iPhone. That's the reason why the FBI is coming out and saying and warning everybody. If you have an iPhone and you know you're sending a text message to an Android user, get them on WhatsApp, get them on Signal, get them on a different platform that is fully encrypted. It's encryption and end-to-end encryption. Okay? Because yes, as an iPhone user, you do have, it is encrypted, but when you're sending it to an Android user, that's where things get a little bit mixed up. Now, I bring this up for multiple reasons. Number one, they can already be in the system. They can already be, accessing your phones, right? Listening to your phone calls, receiving your text messages. They could be doing all that stuff right now. That's one of the reasons why we need to be a little bit more proactive. Don't send out and make sure we're protecting ourselves, but don't send out your credit card information. Don't put your social security number in a text message or even say it, right? Because things are different now than they were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. People are finding ways to get into the things that we use most often, our phones. Most people don't even use a computer on a day-to-day basis. But what do they use? Their phone. Their phone is something in many cases never leaves their hand. It's always in their hand. It's always there. So, do yourself a favor, protect yourself. The last thing I just want to say is the FBI has already made it very clear. They don't know exactly when they will get to the bottom of this. They don't know when they're going to be able to rid the systems of these 8 telecoms. They don't know when they're going to get rid of the hacking threat. All they know right now is that it's concerning. They know it's a huge threat to the American people, but it's happening right before, or it happened before the election, number one. Number two, we still have Inauguration Day coming up in January 20th, 2025. And on top of all that, we still have the holiday season right now that we're in the middle of. So there's a lot of concerns here where people could potentially be taking your credit card information, right? Your bank account information. And they could be stealing money from you day after day after day, and you may not even know it. So I'll leave you with that, but that is what we know as of today. So again, if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below, but that is what we know as of today. So thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.